What up, y'all, and welcome back to the FitMenCook kitchen. As you can see, we just whipped up something amazing. So somebody slid into my DMs a few weeks ago and said, Kev, I love your stuff, but you know, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't cook a lot with beef. And I started thinking, you know what? I haven't made a beef recipe in a long time. So today, I'm gonna take that user up on that challenge, and we are making an Italian-inspired braciole. Something like that. You know, imagine me saying that word, but with an Italian accent, and it sounding much, much better than I did right there. The cool thing about this dish is that you can really customize it because the stuffing is what really makes this dish, but also it's the slow cooking process that just helps to tenderize the top sirloin. I know you're gonna love this recipe. If you're ready to roll up your sleeves for this amazing dish, then let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do to prepare our braciole, the internet's gonna correct this if I'm saying it wrong. So 3, 2, 1. Actually, we are going to slice it into really thin pieces. So I'm using some top round steak. You can also use some flank steak. You wanna try to use a lean cut of beef here. And if you don't have a sharp knife where you can do this yourself, you can actually ask the butcher to do this for you and to cut the steak Milanese style. All right, so once the beef is sliced up, we're gonna place it on some parchment paper, and then we're gonna put another sheet on top, and we're just gonna flatten this out a little bit more. Now you don't wanna do too hard. Now we're not lifting weights, we're just flattening out. It allows us to roll the meat up much easier. Give it back, and voila. And then repeat for all the rest of your pieces. All right, now let's make our stuffing. Now, the stuffing for braciole actually is pretty varied. I've seen people use pine nuts and raisins and different herbs. I'm gonna keep mine super simple with a mix that I know is almost fail-proof. So I've got some gluten-free panko here. I'm also gonna add in a little bit of grated Parmesan. I'm gonna chop up some parsley. This is the optional ingredient if you have it and also if the budget allows. I'm gonna sprinkle in just a few pine nuts, a little bit of black pepper, then some olive oil. Mix this together. All right, so once we have our filling, we're gonna take a spoonful of it and we're gonna treat this like a taco. I'm gonna fold this part over, fold in the sides, this, and then I'm gonna roll it up. You want to ideally get some twine, wrap it like a package. And for those who are wanting a leaner option, you can also swap out the beef and just use chicken breast. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna braise the beef. Set a pot on high heat. We're gonna add in a little bit of olive oil. And once the pot is nice and hot, we're gonna add in the beef. Get some color on it. And it's also gonna help to flavor the oil. We're gonna flip it over, put it on the flap side, and no worries if it's sticking a little bit, we are going to deglaze the bottom of the skillet after we sear. And after about 2 to 3 minutes of searing, we're gonna take them out, reduce the heat of the pot down to medium. Beautiful, smells great, nice color. Add in some onion and garlic. I'm gonna cook this for a few minutes until the onions turn brown and translucent. Now let's deglaze the bottom of the skillet. We're gonna use a little bit of red wine. You know, we love that. Reduce the onions and the garlic and the red wine and simply deglaze. This is gonna add some depth, some body to it. All right, now with the onions reduced, now we're gonna add in some stewed tomatoes. Crank the heat back up to a medium-high heat and add in some sea salt and some pepper. And we're gonna wanna bring this to a boil. We want this really hot so that way the tomatoes begin to soften up even more and explode. Then we're gonna cover and cook this for about 15 minutes. Now after about 15 or 20 minutes, whoo, man, it's fragrant, right? We're gonna keep it simmering. We're gonna use the back of our spatula to mash down on the tomatoes. All right, now with our sauce thickened up quite a bit, we are going to add the beef back in here and begin to cook everything together. Now because sirloin is such a lean cut of beef, it actually does better with slow cooking. And we're gonna reduce the heat to a gentle simmer, and then we're gonna cover and cook this for about 30 minutes. So while the meat is cooking up, we are going to prep our veggies. So instead of enjoying this with pasta, we're gonna enjoy this with some squash and some zucchini. Give them some room to breathe. Spray it with a little bit of oil, This is some avocado oil. Then sea salt, black pepper, and then the FitCook land seasoning. If you don't have this, you can just use your favorite dried herb. Now we're gonna roast this in the oven for about 20 minutes at 420. And after about 30 minutes, probably 40, yeah. Oh my gosh, the whole studio smells good, doesn't it?
Ooh, does it?
We've got our delicious braciole. Now let's build our plate. Instead of pasta, we're gonna enjoy this with some freshly roasted squash and zucchini. It's a great spring vegetable. Grab our flank, pop the twine, and then don't forget the sauce. All right, slice it open. Ooh, it got more fragrant, didn't it? Did you get a whiff of that? It got way more fragrant. This sirloin, it does better with the slow cook. So a little bit of Texas patience, again, will go a long way when it comes to flavor. It's like butter, bro. I'm gonna taste yours too.
You've been looking at it a certain way this whole time.
Man, that is so good. It is so good. Am I smacking? Am I smacking? You can hear it in the ears? Sorry,
yeah.
Sorry. This is pure joy. Tell me that wasn't like butter. That meat was just like butter, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good?
From that slow cook.
That's good. Well, y'all, that is it for today's video. Hope that y'all really enjoyed it. I think that you really like this dish. It's one that it takes a little bit more time in the kitchen, but I'm telling you, all that sweat equity is definitely worth it. If you like videos like this, I invite you to smash that like button below. And remember, don't leave the channel without subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell, ding, 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 so that way you can be notified every time we post hot new content here in the FitMenCook kitchen. All right, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Until next time, keep it healthy, but of course, never, ever boring. Boom! Bye, y'all.